Hello, everyone. I think, yeah, people are still joining in. A
Hmm.
lot of guys here today.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome back to Design Week. This is the last session. Already saw someone saying that it's so sad, and it is quite sad. I mean, around 300 plus uh, people have joined in every day for this Design Week, and that's quite amazing in itself. So, thank you for everyone joining in today as well. Welcome back for the last session of the Design Week series. We have covered a huge variety of topics from PYQs to sketching, and even what is the mindset required for cracking these exams. So, to end the series with a bang, we have Prachi Anand here as a mentor today, with a background in fashion design from NIFT Mumbai and a master's from IIT Hyderabad. Prachi is currently working in Geo, and she plays an active role in the design community by giving back and giving structured feedbacks to design aspirants to improve their work. And today she's going to be doing the same for us. So I hope everyone is ready with their doubts and questions because she's the person for you today. So without further ado, I'll give it over to Prachi.
Thank you so much, Anushka. That was lovely. And I saw in the chat people were saying along with this design week, they'll gonna miss you also.
Okay. That's so sweet, guys. I'm gonna miss you guys as well. I mean, I think people have found camaraderie and also made friends in this chat box across this week today. So it's quite amazing what's happened here.
You can't do designing alone. So good that you guys are together now. Share
Yeah.
your work, get feedback, give feedback, do it together. You all will able to crack it or do something better in life.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, so I think you all have got most of it, like क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है कैसे करना है, बट थोड़ा सा और मैं ऐड करूंगी. अब आई विल टॉक अबाउट पार्ट बी टुडे. तो पार्ट बी में क्वेश्चंस कैसे इंटरप्ट करना है, क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है, क्या ध्यान रखना है, बिकॉज आई हैव सीन. सो आई हैव बीन इवैल्यूएटिंग फीड पार्ट बी फॉर मोस्ट ऑफ यू, लाइक जो काफिल में थे. सो आई हैव सीन द वर्क एंड आई नो व्हाट पीपल डू मिस्टेक एंड क्या प्रॉब्लम वो 90% ऑफ द लोग करते हैं. सो विल ट्राई टू see all those things, and मतलब आपके कुछ doubts हो तो keep writing in the chat, we'll take those also. So we'll start with one by one question and then we'll see कुछ question जो CED उसे नहीं पूछता है but NID do ask, so we'll see those also, but we'll go with series so that आपको ये ना लगे कि कहीं से भी कुछ भी questions आ रहे हैं. Okay, people are asking for the recording session, so Anusha, you have idea or should they contact captain?
I am contacting Captain once. And apart from that, Arnav did mention that they're working on stitching the videos to condense it so that they can share the key points with everyone.
Cool, cool.
So I'll try to clear that by the end of the session, guys. Don't worry.
Thank you so much. How to solve problem solving identification question in seed. Okay, we'll see that. We'll cover this. How to solve problem. Okay, this is the same thing. What can we expect in use sheet part B this year? Okay, this also will cover. Okay, next. I think it's not for me. Cool. It will be nice if you speak in English. Perfect. Okay, Edwin, we'll do that. Okay, Danny said that. Okay, storyboarding, boarding. It's not that difficult, but we'll cover that. Cool. So let's start. As I said, we'll go question by question. So we know in C there are 5 sections. First is sketching, and you see people. You guys also should pay attention because, as somebody said, part 2, question 2 is not yet decided. क्या आ सकता है? So it can be anything under the sun. So better see in which what type of question what to be done and what not to be done. So we all are aware of what are the evaluation criteria, क्या question होता है. So I'll not discuss evaluation criteria and all. I'll discuss जो नहीं लिखा होता है but still they expect this. So first I'll show some good example. You can see the line quality, neatness. This is what is needed in the exam. So I'm not saying this is the best. You can do better than this, but you can keep this as a benchmark. One more is this. See the lines, many 90% of the people have will make so many lines that it will make it untidy. Don't do that. Make a confident line, single line. And if you want to make rough lines, make sure it's not dominating the final line. It should be very lightly done. So you can see here also. Is my cursor visible? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So you can see here there are some rough lines also, which is okay. Even examiner knowing 20 minutes you can't create wonders. So chalega, but at least don't mess it. So what all things you should keep in mind while doing this sketching, wherever they give some character and you have to make similar character, or sometimes they'll give the brief. A person is 5 feet long, 5'6" height, whatsoever. So make sure you're paying attention to the character. These three things, if you'll make it properly, you'll get good marks. So first is character. Your character should match. It comes proportion also. अब देखो उसका हाथ कहाँ से कहाँ तक जा रहा है. How is the face? What is the proportion? Many a times they don't give you real human proportion. They purposely give 2 head, 3 heads. So understand that and make accordingly. Right now, what I've seen is people by mistake they make normal human figure ka, proportion, which is not in the case like when seed is framing the question. It's mostly 2 head, 3 head, but analyze it and then start the question. Second is body gesture. So suppose a person is playing football, तो उसका body straight नहीं होगा. The one leg will be पीछे, one leg will be आगे. So create that gesture. It should look real. ऐसा नहीं है वो straight खड़ा है and you'll just keep a football आगे and it will walk. No. And third is expression. Always see what the question is saying. Person is clicking picture. That means he'll be happy. Person fell. That means he'll be sad. To play with the expression as well. अगर आप ये तीन चीजें अच्छे से कर लोगे, you'll get good marks in this section. Coming to the next question, which is this. I know people face problem कि they'll go till 6 and 7, but 8, 9, 10 तो आता ही नहीं है ध्यान में कि कैसे करे क्या करे. So one thing which you can do is for this kind of question is you can see some of the product which is made by any lines which is given. For example, earphones. उसका कोई एक design नहीं होता. They come in multiple design and earphones आप किसी भी line से बना लोगे, कुछ भी दे दो, whether it's a curve, whether it's a straight line or anything, you'll able to make it. So make a bucket of things which is very free flow in nature and you can make you can make it from any line. So you can do that for this question. And always make sure you are writing the caption. Many of you forget to write the caption. You just make it and go ahead. No, always write the caption. Even in the question, they give to write the caption and see how neat and clean it is. So neatness ka tum baat karenge. And point to remember in this kind of question is don't repeat. If you have made one type of earphone, don't make another type of earphone in the next. It won't be considered as two different things. It will be considered as one single thing. Don't be vague like कुछ shapes दिए and people make geometrical shape, square, triangle बना देंगे, they'll consider as a caption दे देंगे geometrical shape. No, it won't be considered as one different product or object or composition. It should not be vague. And third, don't make abstract things like amoeba बना देते हैं लोग, creepers बना देते हैं. तो मतलब इतना भी vague आपको नहीं होना चाहिए. It should be some meaningful or feasible product or composition, whatever is asked in the question. Don't go for amoeba and all those things. Third is icon. This is important for UC people also because this can come in second part. Or obviously we can predict, but there is a high possibility either this or problem solving. We are predicting that it will come. So in this, in icon based, when in each of the question it will say that design language should be same. That doesn't mean you will take an element and repeat over it. This is not same design language. No, what design language means is आपका curve कैसा है, negative positive space के साथ आप कैसे खेल रहे हो, how the overall look of it is. If you're doing this, taking an element and repeating it, it won't be considered as that you have taken the design language same. And यहाँ पे same नहीं है. Now see, Seed has given one time this thing. Now see, everything is curve, curve, curve. There is no pointed edge at all. Even the heart has curve. यहाँ पे भी curve है. Now see this. See this. यहाँ पे बहुत pointed है, यहाँ पे कुछ different curve है, and then there is some different kind of curve. So it's not similar, so not same design language, and never do all those things in the sheet. Final sheet should be this much. This thing should not be done. You can do it on the back side of the booklet. There will be written rough sheet and all. You can do there. This is okay. मतलब थोड़ा जरा बना सकते थे, you can use the full space instead of using all the small things only. You can use it the full square which they have given. But this is a good example. I consider even this is a good example. So while making icons, what to keep in mind is first it should be bold. Because icon का main purpose होता है that from far distance the people should able to recognize okay this is this. तो आपका bold ही नहीं होगा, वो दूर से दिखेगा ही नहीं. Second, it should be as minimal as possible. There was one question where you have to make icon for birds. People started making eyes and all. Don't do detailing. Detailing is not allowed only. And always I give example of airport pe washroom पर you have seen male and female. How distinct it is and how मतलब a layman can also understand this is male and this is female. So that minimal and minimal it should be. And same design language I have talked like how you can keep same design language. Keeping same element everywhere will not work. Next question is form sensitivity, where one object is given and second you have to do. I'll say 100% of the people is doing this mistake. They clearly say that sketch and render. Wherever you see sketch and render, and nobody is rendering it. Till now, I have not seen anybody who has rendered and submitted it. Maybe one or two would have done it, but 99.9% is not doing it, and your marks will get deducted. उन्होंने clearly लिखा है. So first understand the question, read the question. If you think you'll forget something, just up the side में लिख लो and then erase it afterwards. But don't miss these things to clearly like a sketch and render. In this question, nobody has rendered. I remember in this you have rendered. Same in this, nobody. In this also nobody. So render this question. This is the first thing. And second, don't do extra work. Like you have made one object, and if you think that annotation is important, then do it. This is elastic. This is curtain portable. It's understood. मतलब आप काम जितना messy करोगे, examiner को उतना irritation होगा. आप this is one thing. If you'll make examiner's life easy, he'll give you more marks because examiner has to check 100 of copies. So अब इतना काम मत करो, इतना मतलब do it. If something like name tag is also I don't think was important. Material if you want to write, okay, you can go for this thing, but itni si kaam chal raha tha. Front and back view, is it important to make? First consider this because you have only 20 minutes to make this. If you'll make this in 10 minutes, this in 10 minutes, if you have that much capability कि आप कर सकते हो इतने time में, then go for it. Otherwise, इतनी जरूरत नहीं है. They don't say make front view of iron, back view of iron. They just want to see the design of the iron, whether you are able to keep the design language same or not. Whether you can see all these details or not, that it is curved, it has layers on it, it has some texture on it, tactile texture on it. So they just want to see this. They don't want to see front view, back view. अगर आपको कुछ ऐसा डिजाइन है which is in this bag, it's very understood how back will be. अगर इसमें कुछ आपको फीचर डालना था, something which is very different and you need to show it, then go for extra work. Otherwise, don't go for extra work. You can just keep it minimal. What is asked in the question, just do that. Don't do anything extra in any of the question. Even in this, a table was given, chair has to be designed, that person has designed it. End of the story. Why to write this is stand, this is cushion, this is, it's understood. See, it's very neat and clean and nice. Wherever it's required, you do it. So first thing is avoid extra work. Don't make front view, back view if the question has not asked it and you are not adding anything extra in that. Or render the product because they always say, so maybe next year they'll change it, but read the question. Till now, they've always said render and sketch the product. And third, make it along with the product because many a times they say that, see here they have written that make the water bottle and the lunch box, but when people attempt it, they forget to make the, yes, Anush.
I think a lot of people are asking what is rendering.
Acha,
So could you just explain that?
So rendering is coloring. So you can see this, no? It has pink, then this green kind of thing. So that is here also this blue thing. So when you are making the body, so something will be of this color and some detailing of this green, light detailing of this green. So when you color it, that is called rendering. So maybe I'll use the word coloring instead of rendering. Rendering, so maybe वो clear रहेगा सबके लिए. Okay. Basically, rendering is equal to color.
Got it. But like we can also do it in pencil also, black and white, like if we shade or hatch and stuff like that.
You can do that, but again, it's like this should match the design language. So if you do that, then design language will not match because it has some certain colors. And if you do black and white, that means अब इसके साथ black and white different box will not go. it should have some similar kind of colors. So that's, you should use colors and don't use wet colors, use dry colors.
Got
Uh,
it.
use pencil colors. Don't go for brush pens or sketch
Mm.
pens or anything because it will leave the impression on the other side and then you have to draw something. Alcohol markers, no. I just saw alcohol markers, no. Don't use that. Pencil color, safest option.
Got it.
Okay, huh. And make it along with the product. Read the question again. Maybe next year they'll change it, but they'll say make the water bottle with body, make this thing with the body. So read the question, and if it's required, do make the product as well. Coming to this last question, problem identification. Again, don't repeat the problem. This is what I've seen in many of the copies. Like they're repeating. एक जगह उन्होंने लिखा है बहुत traffic है, second जगह लिखा है बहुत लोग है. These are not two different problems. These are the same problem. Uh, Again, see, you don't have to write the story also. In just one sentence, if you can explain, जितना minimal, again, जितना कम लिखोगे उतना कम examiner को पढ़ना होगा और उतना अच्छे marks देंगे. This I can guarantee you. So make examiner's life easy. Keep it neat and clean. And it's biasness also. जब 10 काम गंदा दिखता है और एक अच्छा लगता है तो वो बहुत ही अच्छा लग जाता है. So this is human psychology. तो अगर आपका काम एवरेज से भी थोड़ा अच्छा है तो on that day वो बहुत अच्छा लगेगा. मतलब यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस ये थॉट लेके मत चलना कि मेरा एवरेज से ऊपर है तो मेरा काम अच्छा है. आई एम जस्ट सेइंग to keep your work neat and clean always and don't write stories, just write it in a sentence or 2 3 words. That it. I just kept this example. If you're practicing like this, so I just want to say this is not possible in the exam because they'll already give you frames. तो आपके पास एक frame होगा and then a sentence to write about it. So this liberty you won't get. So if you want to do this, do it in the frame only. And in NID, sometimes they don't give you frame. So in NID, you can maybe play with it. But in C or UC, if they are giving this question, they'll give the boxes as well. This example I've taken because see how clearly that person has written that lack of comfort. She has or he has underlined it and then explained it. So even if I don't want to read the whole thing, I know it's written about safety, it's written about balance, material, and ergonomics. And see how it's not similar. All the points are very different from each other. So this is how you should attempt this question. And if possible, underline the important words. That also creates a good impact on the examiner. Okay, so point to remember in this question is don't repeat your problems. Your problem should be feasible. Like on this chair, you can't write a newborn baby can't sit. Newborn baby anyways नहीं बैठता है, उसको बैठाना भी नहीं है हमें. So your problem should be feasible and illustrative needed. मतलब people just write and leave it. So read the question. If they've asked you to illustrate 4 of the problems, then do illustrate it. Don't forget. Just write it. If you think that you'll forget, just write it on somewhere so that when you are attempting that question, it will come to your mind. Okay, that was from a seed point of view. Coming to UC, where mostly they ask composition till now. एक question में composition पे ही होते हैं. So again, 90% of the people don't make shadow. Clearly, they'll mention there's a light source or it's 9 in the morning, 6 in the morning. The person is under the street light. वो सब indirectly बोलना चाह रहे हैं that एक light आ रही है, human body है, object है, उसका एक shadow cast हो रहा है. So do make the shadows, read the question properly, and it's 50 marks question. Till now, the UC was asking 60 marks question, but this year, 2 questions, both is 50 marks question. So basically, they'll need light and shadow. ये काम seed में आता है 20 minutes में. You are getting 20 minutes से ज़्यादा 30 minutes मिल रहा है. So they need shadow and everything, detailing. They'll give you so much in the UC question. If you'll remember, if you all remember 2021 का question or 2020 का question, that Mrs. Sastry as a table, उसपे इतनी सारी detailing say that coffee mug is there, teacups is there, pakoras is there, plate is there, paper is there. So they'll give you so many things. So make each and everything, but don't make anything extra which they have not asked for it. अगर लिखा है messy है table, तो उतनी चीजों में आप messy बनाओ. Extra चीजें add मत करो. आपको कुछ extra marks नहीं मिलने वाले extra काम करने के लिए. So don't make anything extra. This is one of the good example. Like see the shadow clearly. मतलब पूरा proportion wet का गड़बड़ है. It will remove that. See everything here is just perfect. The shadow, all the things which was mentioned in the question, she has made. So this is a very good example. This also. very nicely done, shadow and everything. In shadow, while making shadow, so this is shadow. While making shadow, you can go with मतलब hatching ही आप कर सकते हो, but if you're comfortable and you think it will not ruin your paper or it will not make your work messy, then only go for it. Otherwise, this solid filling will also work. So while doing this question, okay, हाँ, this is what I was talking about. If you're making rough lines, your rough lines should not be like this. कि सिर्फ मुझे ये extra lines दिख रहे हैं, इस पे मेरा नजर बहुत बाद में जा रहा है. मतलब I'm not able to see this all human which should be on focus. See shadow इतना मतलब गंदा नहीं बनाना. Light it will work. अब shadow इसका example ले लो. Even this is very good. The way he has made shadow, even the way she has made shadow, perfect. Understood. You know the concept of light and shadow. उनको इतना ही देखना है. So don't work like this. Even this hatching, ये line, ये सब जो आप बना रहे हो, ये सब बंद करो. Again, don't make shadow like this. This is not a shadow. So in this question, you have to take care of proportion. Always they'll give you something कि baby is playing, mom is working, dad is working, something like this. So ये सबका proportion with all the objects they have said, because I was giving example of the Professor Sastri wala thing. In that also they've given so many objects on one table it is. So you have to take care of the proportion. अगर lamp है तो वो कितना बड़ा है, coffee mug है तो वो कितना बड़ा होगा. So proportion is very important in this question. Second, light and shade. Always read the question properly. 99% time they have asked you to make shadow, not directly, indirectly. They have asked it. So go for shadow. Read the question and go for the shadow. Don't make anything extra. If they've asked for the 10 things, make only 10 things. Don't make the 11 things. You are not getting any extra marks. Rather, you are spending time on that. And perspective. In all of the usage question, you see there is perspective. So you are comfortable with 2 point, 3 point, go with that. If you're not comfortable with anything, go with 1 point perspective. You'll get good marks if you have sketched it neatly and properly. This was seed question or UC question, but there are few questions which we can't predict what we don't know what will come, but we can predict what can come in UC second question, and one of them is icon, logo, and problem identification. This is what we have predicted, but anything can come, so we'll see some more example also. And NID again, anything can come. So from that point of view also, we'll see some more examples. One question come where you have to show process in 6 step, 7 step. Again, I've seen people writing story there. Don't write the story. If you can illustrate only, like if you can depict it only through illustration, go for it. No need to write. But if you think things are not clear, then write again in one sentence, hardly. Don't use color in any of the question. This is a general instruction. Don't use color in any of the question if question doesn't demand it. Only logo question demanded, because logo color ke bina it's incomplete. If you are not getting time to color the logo, then you can just write that this will be red and why red. This will be green, then why green.
This
Other than
is specifically for seed and USEED as well, right?
that, even in NID, if anybody don't ask for question, don't do it.
Okay.
Any question, whether it's interaction or information. If you think coloring is required, you can go for it. The only concern is it will kill your time, and they want to see whether you can depict. Whether if I'll ask for this question, they want to see whether you can depict it through visuals or not. That's it. You have to coloring the hair.
Also, like we'll have to be smart. We should not waste time in something that is not required in the first.
Right, correct. Also, for which you are not getting marks, then why you're so. But the whosoever has done it's very neatly, clearly, nicely done. But suggestion: don't use colors. It's just killing your time. Again, then you have to show some step. This is also good. Like partially colored again makes no sense, because not required only. Even in posters and all. Okay, so we'll come to that. This is again, matlab, I like here like how the person has uh, highlighted all the steps by writing like this. Whether here it's not very clear. First, second, okay, pata chal raha hai, but if I see this and see this, this is better because I know okay, recycling is happening and everything. So yahan ka I'll take this highlighting part, and idhar ka I'll take the sketching. This will be a perfect composition or perfect step process drawing or anything. Coming to posters, see again posters should have three components. One is the heading, title, whatever you say. Second is the visual, and third is the slogan, whatever you want to put for that poster. And we never write poster uh, light font से. It should be bold enough so that it's seen from far distance. आपको ये पता है why we make poster to aware people. अगर अवेयर करना है तो आप देखोगे मोस्टली वो रेलवे ट्रैक्स पे होते हैं जो दूर से देखते हो, ट्रैफिक सिग्नल्स पे होते हैं. सो अगर फॉन्ट आप थिन रखोगे तो वहां से विजिबल ही नहीं होगा व्हाट द पॉइंट ऑफ मेकिंग पोस्टर. So in this, I really like the illustration and visual should be very strong. If possible, अगर आप metaphorically depict कर पा रहे हो, then go for it. But there is time constraint, I know. So if it's coming in your mind, go for it. अगर नहीं आ रहा है तो don't waste time. Whatever is coming in your mind, just make it nicely. So illustration is very good. Now, if I'm putting this whole poster on a street light signal and you are maybe 200 meters away, you won't be able to read this unless it's a very huge poster. So अगर आप इसको थोड़ा सा thick कर दोगे, you can create hierarchy. Like if this is 15, this could be 10 or something. You can create hierarchy, but it should be bold enough. Here it's good again, but this was, I don't think it would be very clearly visible. So don't go for this kind of thing. And coloring again in poster also, if the question is asked to do it, then do it. Otherwise, you can ignore the coloring thing. You don't need to color it. Only in logo you have to do. This is really nice. See each and every font. There is hierarchy. The visual is so strong. You can see the message also. है ना, ये metaphorically ही depict किया हुआ है. Hanuman is not there. मतलब okay, this is very subjective. तो मतलब very metaphorically depicted. I don't want to go into what's and all. फिर वो chat में बहुत कुछ आ जाएगा. तो but nice, but nicely done. है ना, you can read it. Yeah, so for poster, you can keep these things in mind. Coming to storyboard, see your storyboard should contain different camera angles. सब कुछ आप eye level से मत दिखाओ. कुछ zoom in करो, कुछ zoom out करो, कुछ bird's eye view से बनाओ, कुछ नीचे से बनाओ. It should be interesting. आप कोई भी मैगजीन उठा लो, मतलब कॉमिक बुक उठा लो, यू सी कभी भी सिर्फ आई लेवल से नहीं होते कोई भी स्टोरी बोर्ड. बहुत सारे उसमें कैमरा एंगल्स से प्ले किया हुआ होता है. सो प्लीज डू दैट whenever you are making storyboard. And you can highlight, जैसे ये वाला expression, no need to make full thing, you can make only the face holding phone. सिर्फ आप उतना ही बनाते तो it should have looked dynamic. Then this was problem solving or something. Again, whatsoever the question is, don't write this right up. If just in case not able to reduce it or something, underline it. But don't write this passage and all until they've asked 50 words पे हर एक point explain करो जो कि वो बोलेंगे नहीं. Task for them also to read. There are some human gesture which they say to make it draw it. So take care of the proportion. If they've asked to show that your fingers are working on keyboard or something, don't make this watch. मतलब ये watch एक तो बहुत ज़्यादा add नहीं कर रहा है, then there are so many mistakes in this, they might cut marks for it. So don't make it. Then again here, see these are lines is disturbing. This work is really, really, really good, but lines are killing it because डिस्टर्ब कर रहे हैं लाइंस. एवरीवेयर आई सी देयर इज लाइंस, और इसके कारण जो एक्चुअल लाइंस है वो अच्छे से नहीं दिख रहे हैं. सो either you erase it or start with HB, and then if you have time practice, you have to practice that before. Start with HB and then whatever is finalized just do it with 4B or 6B. Some more example you can see. This was and view. You can see the perspective and everything very nicely done. This is what is required in the exam. If you can achieve this, it's good. When the question says to make it with pencil, मतलब they don't say make it with pencil, they'll just say don't use pen or something. Don't use it. मतलब it shows that you are not reading the question properly. So whenever they say use pen, color or something, then only use it. Otherwise, don't use in any of the question, whether it's NID or SEED or any exam. Don't use pen. For color, I've said it's only logo which you have to use color. Otherwise, don't use color if the question hasn't asked for it. So overall, if I summarize this, you have to take care of three things तो मतलब हर टाइम ही होता है. And I always say first is your line quality. People who say how to improve line quality, take a newspaper spread and start drawing lines from one edge to another edge. तो अब बस बनाते रहो free handed and do this exercise daily for 15 to 20 minutes. मतलब it will take time, but eventually your lines for your line quality will get improved. Second is neatness matters a lot. मतलब आप देखो, आप जो शेडिंग वगैरह करो वो स्मच तो नहीं हो रहा है आपस में. You don't use 10B or charcoal pencil because it will smudge and your work might look not neat. Presentation, whenever there is a layout of something या poster बनाना है या problem identification में भी you have the freedom to make boxes and write it. So work on a presentation and layout. So, and don't use pencil if they don't use other material if they have not asked for it, and color only in book. So this is from my side, which I wanted to say. If there is some question in the chat, which I think is, then we can start addressing it. Okay, from where I should start, Anushka? I can see so many.
Yeah, but actually, you have covered a lot of questions very precisely. I had written down some questions,
Ah,
but you've kind of ended up answering everything, like how to improve story. Or else, maybe just see if you want to take it again. One of the questions was how to improve storytelling.
okay, so storytelling has three parts. One is when
Mm.
you write any story or illustrate any story, you have you should take care of three things. One is the introduction, second is the body, and third is the solution. So introduction, maybe whatever you are thinking, there'll be some character. Briefly describe who they are, what they do. Second, whatever is their bodies, maybe what happened next and how they got into the trouble and all. And last is the solution. There should be a problem and then how that problem got resolved. So that
Mm.
thing should be there. मतलब ये तो होना ही होना चाहिए. And you can go creative. Like I've seen people not ending it, leave it ऐसे में
Mm.
छोड़ देते हैं to guess and all. You can do it, but make sure that is creative enough that your examiner will give marks. But if you follow these three steps with introduction, body, and conclusion, the resolution, definitely you'll get good marks. But if
Mm.
you're going creative, make sure it's creative enough if you're leaving the story open.
Okay. A follow-up question related to that we have from Khushi is, do we have to write anything in the storyboard? Like we are already writing the story in 60 words and so.
Don't write text at all, but you can give expression like that is ouch, that explanation,
Mm.
that you can do.
Mm.
But don't write text.
Yeah. It used to be said like onomatopoeia or something like that, right? Right? The sound words.
Ha, sound words you can go with.
Yeah.
Make dialogue box and write full.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of people are now also asking, like, since you mentioned about the colors, right? So I think, like you mentioned, we are supposed to avoid colors as much as possible and focus on quality of our work first, and then
Correct,
take colors where required, and if the question asks for it.
correct. If the question asks, then to definitely you have to do it. You don't have other choice.
Yes.
Question doesn't ask, don't go for it.
Okay, got it. And what kind of rendering would you suggest? Like hatching or solid fill?
Uh,
What kind of shading should
but
they go
solid
for?
fill, it's easy and look neater. Hatching requires practice. So again, if you have that much of practice, then
Hmm.
you can go for it. But for a beginner also, solid filling will work because it doesn't
Hmm.
require that much of practice. So I think
Okay,
go with solid fill.
okay, got it. There's one interesting question. Someone has asked, can we use English in courses? Like, can we mix languages essentially?
See, if they have written in the question that the poster should go in the regional reason or the poster is for village people, rural area,
Hmm.
then you can go for regional language or English. Then not also English, the regional language. If you're
Hmm.
from Maharashtra, then Marathi. If you're from Gujarat, then Gujarati. Go for it. But if it's not written, it's a normal poster like eat healthy, do healthy, whatever, then don't go for it because examiner might not know what language you have used. So if they have
Hmm.
given specifically user group, then go for it. Otherwise, don't go. Use English.
Okay. Now I have a stupid question regarding languages. Is that what if you use a language and you make a spelling mistake? Will they cut marks for that?
If they know the language, then
Yeah.
fine. But you have liberty. Maybe if mostly people go in Maharashtra, so Marathi people don't make mistakes. Mostly
Mm.
faculty will know the language if you're using Marathi. If you are writing Tamil and all, then थोड़ा chances है आप कर लो mistake, शायद उनको नहीं पता चलेगा.
Okay, okay. And then we also have a question about how to tackle problem identification questions. Now, that's something you did cover up, but would you like to elaborate a little more on that?
So for problem identification question, whatever image you have given or whatever scenario is given, try to divide it. If I'll take that, there's one video also of toothbrush. So let's not talk about toothbrush. You can watch that video. Maybe I'll talk about that train journey thing. There was a train and all the people was rushing to get inside. So if I'm taking example of that, you can divide the problem. Maybe one you can talk about travel thing, one you can talk about the environment and all, one you can talk about getting in getting out, one you can talk about the experience. So this is how you can categorize. You can write about 6 or 7 category, and then you think whichever 5 or 6 problem मतलब जितने भी पूछे हैं उससे एक दो ज्यादा सोच लो, and whatever you think is good then you can go for it. So first segregate कि ये सब problem हो सकते हैं. There is some product, then उसका मटेरियल हो गया, उसकी यूजिबिलिटी हो गई, उसकी फिजिबिलिटी हो गई. तो डिवाइड लाइक दिस एंड देन गो फॉर इट. सो आपका कभी भी प्रॉब्लम क्लैश नहीं करेगा. ऑल प्रॉब्लम विल बी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम ईच अदर.
Okay, got it, got it. There was another question in story writing. Should they write the story in points or paragraph is fine?
No, go for paragraph also. Because it's
Huh.
story writing. So they give word limit 100 word, 50 words. So go for paragraph.
Oh, okay, okay. Another question was NID specific, NID part B. What kind of topics do they ask for? I think it was asked in terms of bachelor's, in bachelor perspective.
So bachelor's NID the eight question will definitely come as proportion thing. Like one
Hmm.
thing will be given and then you have to make the another human body. Like a trolley is given and then they'll ask make a person who is driving this trolley. So proportion basically they want to check the proportion. Second thing to check is composition. Like if 10 things are given, like one human, one animal, one maybe non-living thing, anything you take stall or something, cart or something. So how well you're composing it, how dynamic your composition is. So
Hmm.
this is always asked. Third, they want to see your creativity in terms of how you can tell stories. So rightly they'll give story writing or something, and they'll go creative here by saying कि बस 3 words से एक story बनाओ या फिर single sentence में story लिखो. So they want to see how creative you are when you are narrating any story. And last stage of sketching is mandatory. So sketching play they can give anything either to make hand stapling something or anything like a boy riding something, anything for the story.
Okay, okay. Got it. There's a question by Shan. How to practice form-based questions?
Form based question, I'll say you can practice anything. Take one object and make another similar object to it.
Hmm.
Anything specs is there, then make well charger is there, make similar phone. Phone is there, make laptop with similar design language. Then anything you take one or take bottle and make cutleries from it. So anything you
Okay.
the form thing, take any form around you. And it's
Hmm.
not only product, you can take abstract shape also. You can write on Pinterest abstract shapes. You'll get plenty of shapes. Then take any of them and
Mm-hmm.
imagine a product. मतलब suddenly you should not think इससे phone बनेगा या इससे ज्यादा अच्छा cutlery बनेगा, इससे ज्यादा अच्छा trolley बनेगा. Don't think like that. Whatever first product is coming in your mind, make it from that image. So you can practice.
Yeah, like create mock questions for yourself, basically. There are a few questions by Mohit. One of it is so he's saying that when he needs fine lines, his pencil gives him thick ones. So
Is pencil gets what?
gives him thicker lines.
अच्छा. So I think you should change your shade. मतलब isn't it? मतलब अगर आप 4B यूज कर रहे हो तो फिर to be use करके देखो. This is what I can say. Or
Hmm.
sharpen your pencil. Regularly sharp करो. If you are using Staedtler, so this issue I'll say is with Staedtler that you'll make 10 lines and it will go blunt. So
Hmm.
sharpen it again.
Yeah, I think the higher shades like 4B, 8B, they are more softer in nature, so they go blunt very easy. It will
Very
not stay sharp. So you have to either sharpen more or have multiple of that same shade.
exam that is preferred. Have 2, 3 pencils of same shape which you are using.
Mm-hmm. Got it. He is also asking that his shading goes out of line and how to draw faces in a small space.
So whenever you are making so whenever you are making human body, even if it's uh, बड़े space में बनाना है, छोटे space में बनाना है, always first make the line drawing, like divide your full body. If it's a normal human body, it's 7 head or 8 head, whatever you're comfortable with. So in that case, make the line and then divide it in 8 head or 7 head. तो उससे ना आपका फेस इतना सा भी बनाना है बन जाएगा और इतना बड़ा भी बनाना है तो बन जाएगा, वो आउट ऑफ प्रपोर्शन नहीं जाएगा. So
Hmm.
always first make the line drawing and then make it final shape or whatsoever.
Hmm. And I mean, like, the smaller the size of your human figure will be, the less amount of details it will have.
Correct, correct.
So you can, minimize the details and then it'll still look like a human figure. There is one question asking whether we can use highlighter to highlight the key points that we write.
Don't use highlighter because again it will leave the impression on the other side.
Ah,
So if you're writing with pencil, use pen to just underline it. Or if you're writing with pen, use another shade of pen. Black से लिख रहे हो, blue use कर लो. Blue से लिख रहे हो, black use कर लो. So you can do this, but don't use highlighter.
okay. So in seed, you seed. If you're drawing with pencil, we can still write with pen.
You can write with pen.
Okay, like if it's one product sheet or something like that, we can add our annotations with pen.
In that way, no. I thought of
Okay.
identification. So there, one box is there, and then you have to write it below it. So in
Huh.
that way you can do it, but don't mix it. If you're making
Okay.
the same box is there, then write with pencil only, and then you can underline with pen. That much will work.
Okay.
Pen and pencil both will look bit pure.
Odd. Mm-hmm. Okay. Got it. Uh, I'm just going through all the other questions. A lot of questions that participants are asking is about like how can you improve your proportions and proportional drawing in terms of objects and humans. I think like do you have any tips for that?
Still doing, see, I'll say practice. Practice is the only key.
Yeah.
Take one object and make another object.
Hmm.
Proportion, human figure, and all is we know, we see it daily, so we know हम सही बना रहे हैं गलत बना रहे हैं.
Hmm.
Anybody's guidance कि मेरा human figure सही बना है या नहीं. Ultimately, you make it and you know it's bad or wrong.
Hmm.
Correct or correct. So practice, I think practice is the only.
Absolutely. And you can even use, I'll tell it to the participants that for proportional drawing, you can just go back to what Manas as well said to create your own activities and, follow that. Understand what is your weakness and then create activities to correct those. So there's one question by Kriti. For masters NID, should we prepare for the whole discipline, or like they can ask questions related to game design, even if I have chosen interaction design, or should they just do the stream specific ones?
No, no, they'll not mix it up. But there are few common things which they can ask is like posters, to problem identification, irrespective of your stream. Maybe interaction people is also getting story making or problem identification, and you are also getting by selecting game design. But they'll not ask game design में interaction design का कुछ, but they'll not ask animation का कुछ डाल देंगे उसमें, ऐसा नहीं करेंगे. But common things they can ask, but not enter what is that stream they'll not ask.
Hmm. Okay, got it. Uh, there's another question. How to represent the unconventional uses of a product?
How
Uh,
to write unconventional things.
yeah, like how to approach that question.
So for that, first thing is whatever that product is, will never write same use as an alternate use. So umbrella में umbrella का use होता है to protect yourself. You can't use umbrella for alternate use में to protect you from sun. That won't be considered as a creative alternative. That is an alternative maybe for other person. But since this is a creative exam, design exam, they want you to be more creative. So protecting yourself from sun will not be considered umbrella. A plantation clay you are using it, or you are using it to feed any animal. So like that, you can go for it. Don't write the same solution, same uses of that product. And yeah, that's it. I'll say don't use the same feature, same use of the product, and think anything. Go wild in this. मतलब इसका तो कुछ लिमिट भी नहीं. There is no box for it. इतने में ही सोचो. Alternate uses और कुछ भी सोच सकते. Just that it should be feasible. अब छाता पे बैठ के हैरी पॉटर बन नहीं सकते हो. मतलब sit on that and fly. मतलब ऐसा कुछ मत लिखो. It should be feasible. That's it. And again, don't repeat. एक में आप लिखते हो पेट खाना खिलाने के लिए, एक में मतलब एक में लिख लो डॉग को खाना खिलाने के लिए, एक में लिख लो कैट को खाना खिलाने के लिए. तो ऐसे मत करो.
Got it, got it. There's a question by Shaurya. For questions that include AR, do you have any examples on how to represent it?
AR. Okay, so can't you give some any question? So we'll discuss it. मतलब ऐसा तो I don't have such example AR में. See, whatever AR VR if they're asking, basically they check whether you have knowledge of this subject or not. And they'll ask if you have selected interaction or something like game design, interaction, new media design. Want to know you have any idea of this? So you have any question, X, Y, Z, whatever question is asked. First, maybe they have said futuristic classroom through AR, VR, how classroom will look when AR, VR will be introduced in academics also. Maybe suppose this is the question. So in that way, focus on the AR, VR features. Like what is this? You'll wear glasses, then you read, then what happens there, like how it works as it. मतलब जब आप AR VR की बात कर रहे हो तो चीजें नॉर्मल नहीं है. मतलब you can't say there'll be a blackboard on the screen. मतलब आपको competition कराने का हो. So there won't be a blackboard on the screen. You can play with the composition of the classroom. Maybe टेबल चेयर तब तक ना हो. हाउ academics is going liberal, maybe तब तक वो couches दे दे हर एक बच्चे को. तो लोग something can go like that. And AR VR का part ये होगा कि you are not doing anything which is regular till now. मतलब AR VR का आपका दिखना चाहिए, उसमें यूजर्स दिखना चाहिए, उसका क्लियर फंक्शन होना चाहिए उस जो भी क्वेश्चन में. एंड इफ नीडेड यू कैन राइट कॉन्सेप्ट इन 20 words. If you think you are not able to explain properly through sketches, then write concept in 20 words hardly and again underline the important words. So you can do it.
Okay, got it. Because AR, VR, it's like when you like, how do you sketch that? Because AR is something you have to. There will be a lot of drawing to do, no?
So
So
in this room, the person is wearing the glasses and what is coming out of it, and then make box and whatever he's saying or she's saying, you can just zoom it out and show me how it will be seen. Like that.
got it. So in terms of pencils, when they're using, is mechanical pencil okay to use?
You can use it. It's preferred that you not use it, but कहीं पे लिखा नहीं है ऐसा that you can't use and it's not making any harm. So you can go for it. The only thing is, see, they always check line quality of whatever sketch you're making. In technical pencil में इतना समझ नहीं आता है. That's why they say no to it. But if you think you're very confident and you can make good sketches from technical pencil, then go for it.
I guess finally stationery, apart from the basic big nose, it all depends upon what you are comfortable with,
Yes,
right?
you're
Ah,
confident. What you're practicing.
okay. I feel like we have kind of exhausted with the amount of things that we can, talk about. And the last 6 days also, we have intensively spoken about these topics. Do you have any fine because for NID though we have just like 2 weeks now, hardly 2 weeks. So do you have any like last tips or last motivational thing, something for them?
Yeah, so one thing I'll say, keep practicing. You never know who will crack the exam because they have
Ah,
many examples where even we think कि इसका नहीं होगा and at the end that person cracked it. So never
Oh.
lose hope when even if it's 2 week or 1 week or even 3 days. Give
Hmm.
your best. Don't think about the result right now. Your main focus should be practice. And for NID, sketch as much as you can, irrespective of anything, whatever you're seeing around yourself, just sketch it because NID needs good practice of time management. Like you should able to make things very quickly. For that, you need
Hmm.
so keep practicing. Keep just doodling anything you're seeing around, whether it's a human figure, animal figure, object, anything. Just keep practicing. Keep doing it.
Got it. Got it. That's true. I mean, finally, it's all on us, I guess. Like, no matter, like, we can ask a lot of doubts, a lot of questions. We can try to understand, like, how did this person do? How did that person do? But like, you can never copy someone's method 100% because everyone is different. Everyone has a different starting point. No one is starting from the same line. So it all depends on whether we cross the finishing one. So yeah, I think everyone just just keep on, keep doing, practice whatever you're practicing. I hope this design week has given you something valuable, and that you have some at least 50% of your doubts are solved, because we will always have questions.
Ah, that is there. Can go to tomorrow 9 a.m.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. You'll have questions till the day of exam. So it's okay. Just have confidence in yourself.
Keep practicing, have confidence.
Yes.
All the best. And before that, our crash course is starting from tomorrow.
Yes, yes,
If
yes.
you can join. Um, it will be nice. We'll be there to help you and keep practicing. All the best.
Yes. So, like Prachi said, Kafil's 10-day crash course is starting from tomorrow. And as well, I think a lot of you guys have requested for the recorded videos as well. And I've confirmed with the team they will be uploading everything by tomorrow. All the previous videos of the entire week will be available on Kafil's YouTube channel. So, anyone, if you want to go back and check what our previous mentors have said, you'll find it on YouTube. Thank you everyone for joining us here. Thank you, Prachi, for your valuable time. And this was a really good week, and all the best. Just hold on. We'll get through this.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Bye bye. Take care. Good night.
Bye. Have a good night.